Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Saturday and we are going to be coloring on this page today. Hello Dawn, hello Alex. I hope you are all having a wonderful day. We're going to continue on with the coloring of this page. We'll finish up all the coloring today. Tomorrow we'll come in with the gel sticks. And then tomorrow we'll come in with the paint. This will be finished. Once this is finished, tomorrow we'll also do a work in progress that I've been working on with watercolor. So that is the weekend planned out. I hope that is something you're all going to want to watch. If not, okay. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. And lurk away, darling. All right, so we're going to zoom on in. Hello, everybody out there in Lurkerville. Hello, Nessa. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to zoom on in here. There we go. And I'm going to bring it down because I'm going to color the umbrella. And I think we're going to go with some nice bright colors for the umbrella. We're going to start with this one and this one. Hello, Yana. So we're going to start with the saffron in the edges here. And all these ones here we're going to do in the yellows and orange. We'll do the circles in orange. And this one. And this side is furthest from the sun, so it's going to be a little bit darker. Alright. And then we're going to come in with the goldenrod. Hello, Noelle. I hope everybody has been ready for their kiddos to go to school and everything's all set for them. For all those that have already gone back, I hope everything's going well for them. Hello, Shannon. So Shannon, I was watching back some of your videos, and this month you're doing an S theme. Is that just the titles of the book, or is that pages as well? I was going to ask in the comments, but I figured I'd ask you. It's not scary. I was stalking you. It's okay. Oh, Angela's doing the S theme. Okay, so I missed that part of the video, obviously. I must have been up getting coffee when that part was saying in the title. Okay. Hello, Michelle. I am doing well, thank you. I don't know what to do for next month because, yeah, my brain has not been into it lately. So I've been trying to check out ideas. My brain has just been all over the place lately, so. So Shannon, if you have any ideas on what I should do for September, let me know. Because, yeah, I'm just too stupid at this point. Hurry back. And then we're going to use yellow. On this one. And on this part. I have a couple of books that I've got coming in. I might do a new book month or something. I don't know. It's the worst thing is I look at all the books and I go, ooh, that's pretty, and ooh, I like that, and then I get it and I go, nah. It's like, why? Why am I doing this to myself? Without prompts, yeah. I think I am lost right now. I'm pretty lost right now when it comes to ideas and thoughts. This is The Hidden Seasons by Rita Berman. Because my brain's just not into it, Dawn. I've got a lot going on in my head all the time, and all I want to do when I get home from work is nothing. I pick up my coloring tools and they go, meh. My brain goes, yeah, I don't want to. I get two or three, small areas done, and my brain goes, yeah, I'm done. Welcome back, Alex. And welcome back, Shannon. I'm sorry if I didn't say that. So the color I'm using right now is orange red. And we're going to use orange on these outer ones here. That are on the shadowy side. And these ones here, we're just going to put a little shadow in them. Oh, I am so sorry, Yenna. I do hope it feels better soon. I know that with all that your knee and your body has been through in the past few months, it is probably very, very unhappy. And this is yellow orange. It's got to be hard on you. Now, just to pre-warn you all, the last week of September, I will not be streaming. So the last weekend of September, I will be on vacation. So do make sure that you mark the calendars because I will not be streaming on those days, Saturday and Sunday. I will be in Maryland. Hello, Kenny. Fantastic to see you. How are you, darling? Yes, yes, you are doing good. I worry about you, and I know that it stresses you out when you can't do things, so. I've got to do that tomorrow. Michelle, I'll do that with you tomorrow. Excuse me 1 second. My throat is saying I haven't had enough coffee today. So again, I'm just coming in with the orange. Then we'll come in and add the shadow to these ones. Yeah, when family comes, that definitely is one of those things that you take time off for, absolutely. We've got our normal yearly 3D printing convention to go to at the end of September, so. One thing I do notice a lot more lately is I talk too much at work. I don't want to talk about anything when I get home. Isn't that terrible? Hi there, Joe. I know he's there lurking, watching over your shoulder. What are you doing? Why are you doing it? I know that's what, yeah. I do anyway. And then back to the orange. Now this side here, because it's more towards that sun. I don't know what's going on with my throat. Hold on a sec. All right, now hopefully that takes care of it. Every once in a while I get, since I got sick, I get this weird buildup and it sounds like I've swallowed a frog. Kind of feels that way. No, I think it's just the fluctuation in the weather. Right now it's going to be very stormy today, and the lack of coffee. Um, I woke up extremely late, so uh, okay, now we're going to use the yellow orange. And then we're going to come through and we're going to lighten the yellow orange with a little bit of saffron. In the highlighted areas. Like so. Exactly, exactly. I need one of those, Nessa. No problem. That would be fantastic. Okay, now for the center areas, we're going to go with a color that goes with the yellow and the orange. And I'm debating between purple and green. What do you guys think? I'm thinking purple because we're going to have a lot of green here. So I'm leaning more towards the purples. What do y'all think? This one. I know that's always your answer, Alex. Hello, Mona. Yes, yes. Tell Joe we appreciate him. Hello, Jennifer. Welcome, welcome. And for anybody out there that sees Connie loves pencils, if you're lurking or if you're out there, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Connie. Happy birthday to you. All right, so we're going to start with Iris, and we're just going to fill the whole area. And then we'll come back through with some, I think we'll come through with some stickles for the dots. What do you guys think? Awesome. I hope you enjoy it. Then some royal purple. I think I have something similar, but I'll take a look. I have lots of pencils that behave the same way. I don't need any more pencils. Why am I going to go look? I don't need any more pencils. Stop it, Renee. You don't need more pencils. It was terrifying enough thinking we had to move and I had to pack all my pencils. Okay. They're like the Lost Girls. All right. I like the Lost Girls. They were nice. They're nice pencils. Now I'm coming in with the violet purple in the deeper areas here. And then Iris again. And we're going to blend it with white. Excuse me. Bringing down that color just a little bit, like so. Now this side here is going to be darker. That side there is a little lighter because it's still facing that sun a little more. This side here is facing away from it a little bit. So we're not going to use as much white on this part as we did here. All right, so we're going to go back in with the iris. That's not bad. Thank you, Kenny. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you. I need you. You are correct. I do not need any more pencils. I don't need any more pencils. I have enough pencils. I don't need any more. And there's no point getting more things to sit and gather dust or sit there for 5 months before I pick them up, like these poor things did. So you are right. My birthday was in April, and this is the first month that I've picked up these poor pencils that I got in April. So you are right. Don't worry, I would have talked myself out of it. Hello, Catherine. There can be enough pencils. There can be. I mean, I have enough pencils. That's all I'm saying. I have enough pencils. I don't need more. Hello, butterflies. Well, gifts are different. I'm not going to be, nasty and say, no, you can't buy me presents because, I like presents. But I am not buying myself any more pencils because I would just let them sit and collect dust for a little while. Now I'm coming in with the violet purple. Yeah, that too. Actually, I'm going to come in with the royal purple first. My bank account says I'm okay, but we've got this big trip coming up, and thankfully I have paid time off, so I will be taking PTO. So for all those people out there that are T-Mobile customers, don't break your phone on Monday. Or break your phone on Monday and make my day not boring. Just saying. Yeah, I looked at the um, time off schedule for Monday, and it seems that I might be the only one in the office working. uh, I think we have one or two others that might be coming in, but most people have taken the day off, so I have not because there was no point. Yeah, that would be a pain in the butt. All right, and then we're going to come in with the violet purple. I don't have anything over top of my roof line, so I don't get a lot of leaves or anything that blow off. Yes, I remember that, Nessa. I was really concerned about you. I'm glad that hopefully it got fixed. I'm glad you're okay, and that's all the main thing is that you're all right. Well, that's pretty good, Nessa, actually, for a roof repair. That could have gone a lot more expensive, that's for sure. Hopefully it was covered with your insurance. It was a very loud. She came back and she was just startled. It was loud, she said. It would have been, it's like ice. Every once in a while we get that ice storm here and you can hear it cracking as it moves. We used to, when I grew up, we lived in a mobile home, and it would, you could hear it cracking right over your head. It was the weirdest sound. Just looking for my blender. Okay. Now I'm just going to move these colors together because I don't want this any darker, but I don't want it any lighter either. So I'm just going to blend them together here with the Caran d'Ache blender. Like I said, I'll come back through and I'll put the um, stickles on the spots as well as on the spots on the circles. Now we're going to do this arm of the umbrella. So we're going to grab this one for this side. So I'm using ash. Oh, that's really cool. I haven't had my eaves done. I should actually do that in the next year or so. It's been, well, since the house was built. Alright, and then I need silver. There it is. Yeah, that is really cool. And then we've got antique silver. And there we have our umbrella. Now, if only I could stay on screen, that'd be awesome. All right, now we're going to do our bicycle. And I think our bicycle is going to be let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to decide whether I want it to be red or teal. But with the water and everything else, I think that's going to be enough teal. And we've got a little bit of red on the edges here, so let's do it in reds. I think you're right to balance out the pages. All right, now I need this one. Cranberry. All right. We're going to start here with some purple red. And this one I'm going to build up from darkest to lightest. Just so we can tone down those dark colors and bring them into that red color. Oh dear. Oh, Shannon, that must be fun. So how long do you have him for, Shannon, or are you keeping him? I know I asked this before. I know you said that you were not keeping him, but has that changed? Oh, he goes home tomorrow. Okay. So tomorrow you get to say, done. Yeah, I'm out. He has owners. Okay. Well, that's a good thing. Yeah. It's easier to let them go when they have a loving family. Not so hard, so easy if they don't. Now I'm using cranberry. That's why I fail at being a foster parent sometimes when it comes to animals, fostering animals. Because if they don't have loving families, I just, well, it needs a loving family, and then I keep it. Oh my goodness, Nessa. Yeah, no, that would drive me batty. What has caught her attention into that cupboard is the question. Now I'm using red. Oh yeah, yeah. I would not be able to do it. That would be, nope, can't do it. Especially if I had to give them back to abusive families. Nope. I'd be done for. I'd have a billion children. And no husband because he's not. How did I manage that? Must have dropped a pencil or something. And I went over the lines. Nope, couldn't do it. And then red. And then cranberry. Mimosa would be always nice. Iced tea if it's sugar free. Although the mimosa probably won't go well with my coffee. Alright. Okay, and then we're going to do the fender. This is fender. I'll make sure I'm not coloring tire. And this is part that holds the fender on. Here and here. Sometimes if I don't map out those details, I lose them. And then I come back and find them and go, oh, well, how'd I miss you? Yeah, I know, Yana, I know. There's no such thing as unsweetened iced tea out there. I made a suggestion of that when I was out there one time after I first started getting sick, and I think everybody in the entire restaurant glared at me. One of these days I'll stay in the lines. It's a good thing that tire is going to be black. Just saying. Nope. I pretty much just keep on coloring over it until it fills in the scratch in the paper. Basically, it's just a deeper area of the paper. Just keep on coloring over it until it fills it in. That's what I try to do anyway. I have no tips on how to avoid that or get rid of it, because I have that issue myself and it drives me crazy. I have made lavender blueberry iced tea, but it came in a package, so it came in tea bags. Um, you can pretty much make iced tea out of anything that you can make tea out of. I just snapped that. Nobody saw that. There are some flavors that don't go well being cold, but pretty much anything that you make tea out of, you can make iced tea out of. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it all depends upon the stevia and the strength of it. Like if it is a pure stevia, it is going to be extremely sweet. Um, or if it's a condensed stevia, it's going to be even sweeter. Like when they dry it, it condenses it a bit. So now I'm using ash, putting in the shadows on the middle. And I think I want that to be red. I'm going to go back to the red for a minute. Yeah, monk fruit is very natural. Um, and coconut sugar is really natural as well. It's not an artificial. I use coconut sugar more than I use monk fruit. There, that's better. And then down here on this part, I use the ash. And I'm going around the bicycle tire for the rim on the inside. And this is all with the ash. And then we're going to come through with silver. Hello, Marilyn. Oh yeah, hummingbirds are very aggressive when it comes to their food. They'll dive bomb you. They'll hit you straight in the head if you don't move fast enough. Well, yeah, yeah. They're diving after her. She's sweet. So that or else she was too close to their food, and they're going, "Hey, that sweet person wants to be sweeter. Get her out of here." there's the bicycle itself. Now we're going to do the tires. And we need black. Black, 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 black. We're going to use dark gray and black. Where is my black? There it is. Oh, that would make you, yeah, that's probably why you're hungry. All right. Just going to use the dark gray everywhere, and then we'll come in with the black. The dark gray is going to be the highlight areas. Where the black will be the shadows. Yeah. Yep. That's usually the way it is. I'm not much into sweets. There's certain things that I enjoy that are sweet, but I'm not a huge fan of sweets. But Bob loves sweets, so. Although he has been doing better, I don't make as many sweets for him as I used to because it does not do him good. Alright, and then I'm going to come in with the black. No. Every once in a while I'll eat sugar-free chocolate, or I have some sugar-free hard candies at work that I use to keep my mouth wet so that my throat doesn't go all dry while I'm trying to talk. But other than that, yep. Yep, I have the same problem. I still cook for a house full, and there's two or three people here. You know, I'm gonna start minimizing my portions when I cook, because there's just some things I don't know how to cook small, like spaghetti. I don't know how to cook that small, and I need to learn. Because having spaghetti for 4 days is just not fun. And gluten-free spaghetti noodles do not last that long. You're throwing half of them out because they don't taste right. No, no, you've been graced. You've been graced off the couch. That's right. That's the words we're looking for. All right, then we're just going to come through with the gray into the highlight areas and blend it in. A little bit more of the black down here for where it's hitting the beach, like so. For a minute there, I thought she was throwing Kenny off the couch because she doesn't like snacks. It's like, well, lurk away, lurk away. Hello, Sue. That is accurate as well. Okay, now we have that done. We're going to do the basket. And let's start that with a light purple. I really hope to get all the coloring aspects done today. I would like to be able to get the gel stick part done as well so it can cure for tomorrow. If not, we might have to just do that tomorrow and then do the work in progress and then come back to it and check and see if it's dry enough to put the white on. Or I may have to go through and do it later because I do want it to be dry before I put the white on it. I am not streaming for the next 6 hours. No, no, I'm not. Come on, I've only been streaming an hour and I've only got the bushes left to do and the sea urchins. The sea creatures, not urchins, creatures. The rest of it is going to be done in gel stick. I could, but no, I'm not. My poor hands. I don't think I've colored that long in a while, so. She's trying to kill me, people. She's trying to kill me. And then we're going to use puce. They're not watching me now. Mischievous little fella. Or girl. Not sure whether it's a boy or a girl. Does Brian play with it a lot? Okay. Yes. Puppies are so cute. Even cuter when they're going home with somebody else and you know they're going to terrorize somebody else's house. I think if I get another dog, I'd want it to be out of the puppy stage. Shiloh was so hard as a puppy. Yes, he's absolutely fantastic when he's asleep. I used to say that about my children. They're fantastic when they're asleep. Using a little tiny bit of pink purple here. Hello, Angela. Okay. The dog, Angela, the dog. Oh my goodness. Oh, now I want to retract everything I just said. I did not even consider it. Exactly. What he does on his own time is his own business. What he does in the shower, I don't care as long as it includes soap. Take care, Dawn. All right, now we're going to do, what color should we do this ribbon? we'll do it pink. So we're going to start with azalea. Just because I don't want to blend it into that green. So we want it to stand out from there. All right, and then this one. And then pink. And I think we have too much yellow going on in it already. Having that pink in there brings that pink from the other side over. So we're trying to balance both pages together because it's a two-page spread. We want them to look like they were meant to be together. So that's what I'm doing, is I'm trying to make sure that the colors that I bring into it match the colors on the other side of the screen. So, all right, now we're going to do some greens. So we're going to start with yellow green. And we're just going to put in the yellow greens here. And I'm just putting a base coat of the bushes here. I'm not worried about the leaves themselves. I'll be going over those anyway. And I'm not worried about the sand that's coming off the ball or, you know, that sort of thing. I'm not worried about the greens off of the plants here because all of those will have other greens on top of it, and the base coat will just enhance it a little bit. Not worried too much about the little flower puffs either, because I'm going to be coming through with some gel pen or some gel, stickle gel for those. Just want to get a base layer of color down so I can map out what I'm doing. Like so. And then we're going to start coming in with the darker colors. So we're going to come in with emerald.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Well, I didn't ask you, so that wonderful machine keeps on thinking I'm talking to him, and I'm not. Yes, we'll be adding some sparkles. Now I'm going to come in with the emerald. And I'm not filling in the whole areas. I'm just filling in little areas, especially between the leaves, on the outer edges, going a little darker between the leaves for those shadows. And then we'll be coming back through with that light green after we get everything in place and get all the different greens in there, which will brighten things up. I am going to avoid coloring the other leaf colors because they're not going to be the same as the bush. So we're going to avoid coloring anything more on them, but we are going to get the bush colors in first. Good morning, Della. Yes, traffic is horrible. Yesterday, traffic was insane. I was trying to come home from work and it was like bumper to bumper. It's like 2:30 in the afternoon. It's like, what the heck? School's not out yet because school has started here. For some schools anyway. I know in Jefferson it has, but in the town I live in, school has started, so. Yeah. Monday is going to be insane traffic. And maybe I'll take the long way home Monday just to avoid the highway traffic. Because it's highway holiday traffic. So it's, remember when we went down to see Alex? The road that we turned down to go see Alex. My work is about 5 minutes away from there. It's behind Fred Meyer's, if you remember the area when we went to see Alex. It's about a 15-minute drive in the morning, a 20-minute drive in the afternoon. Depending on traffic. Yesterday it took almost 25 minutes. No, it's not too bad. Nope. It's quite close. It's 9.8 miles away or something like that. No, it's not a bad drive. I just know that holiday traffic, Monday holiday traffic is going to be crazy. when I'm coming home from work. And I can take the back road down into Jefferson so I can avoid it for the most part, hopefully. Every time I say that, and it just ends up that everybody else was thinking the same thing as me, and the traffic is terrible down there too. Hello, Kim. Welcome, welcome. So I'm just going in and adding different areas of that darker green. We'll come in and we'll add little areas of darker green because I do want this to be a summer picture, not a fall picture. I don't want it to have those bright yellows or oranges or anything in it. I want them to have those greens. And then we'll come over and we'll brighten it up with the light green. Alright, and then we're going to use green. Yeah, I don't mind long drives. It's just the way people drive out here is very aggressive. Um, and my ride home, my drive home, has several um, areas where they come onto the highway, and they can be very aggressive when they do that. And there are some days it just stresses me out. Oh, Bob doesn't have to work on Monday. Maybe I'll take his car to work. Ooh. Well, you guys do live in the same area, so you know it is not uncommon for people to have the same employers out there or in same interests, especially when your coloring interests are the same. Yep. Here the because it's the highway, it's 65. Most people do 70. Many people do 80. But they come off the off on ramps, so the ramps that come from town into the onto the highway. Obviously, people know what the hell I'm talking about. Doing a lot faster than we are because we're stuck in traffic. And then they just jam themselves in without any consideration at all. I had one guy come down the on ramp doing a good 60 miles an hour and slammed on his brakes and just pulled right in front of me. And it's like, dude, just slow down coming down the on ramp. I would have known you were there and backed off so you could pull in. It scared the heck out of me. All right, Della. Or the ones that do that and then, you know, flip you the bird because you're trying to drive on the highway. I am used to the smaller town driving, I guess. On the island, we didn't have a lot of those on-ramp, off-ramp type things on our highways, so not used to those as much. I'm getting used to them. Wasn't so bad when I was home all the time because I didn't have to deal with them every single day. But they do stress me out sometimes. Welcome back, Della. Yes, that's the way they are here too, Angela. They're entitled. It's like, I'm driving here. You should just move out of my way. And because you did not move out of my way, I'm going to sit there and yell at you and call you names and blow my horn behind you. It's like, excuse me. All right, now we're going to come back through with that light green. Actually, first we're going to do the leaves. So we're going to use pine on the leaves. Just to make them stand out. No, I grew up on Vancouver Island in British Columbia. My dad lives on the island in Nova Scotia, but I grew up on Vancouver Island in British Columbia. Yeah, it is Victoria. Victoria is on the island there. I grew up in a little tiny town at the very tip of Vancouver Island. And then when I grew up, I moved to Nanaimo. The town I lived in was just below Victoria. Victoria was the main city that we used to go to all the time growing up. I've worked in Victoria for most of my youth of working. So yeah, that was the main area of the island. But I used to drive from Esquimalt into Victoria and Souk to Victoria, and it was nothing like the drives out here. Yep, nope, same island, just different. The Victoria is the city. The name of the island is Vancouver Island. The mainland has a city. Our one of our main cities on the mainland is also called Vancouver. So, and there's a Vancouver in Washington. There's Vancouvers everywhere. Yeah. Yeah, where I live now is in a little tiny town that's more farmer centric, but I'm in between two cities. I work in one, and a lot of people commute via the highway because rents and housing out here is cheaper, but it does make for an interesting drive home. All right, so that was um, pine that I used on there. Now we're going to use green and then jade green for these leaves up here. Oh my goodness, Mona, I hope that everybody's okay. I know that those wildfires can be really, really horrible for the air, for the land, everything else. I know we've got a couple of them here in Oregon, but not as bad as we've had before. All right, now we're going to take a little bit of that yellow green. And we're just going to put a little highlight in there. Like so. Then we're going to do the same thing down here for these leaves. And that's even worse, yeah, the wildlife, absolutely. If they're deeper into the nature, it can be really devastating to everybody. The water, the air, the wildlife, the people. Not something we should take lightly. Yeah, we don't have a whole lot of, well, we have little critters out here, and further up into the, we do have a little wooded area between the two cities that has a little bit of wildlife, but not a whole lot that we see every day or any day. Now I'm going to come in through here with the jade green, and we're going to put little bits of the jade green into the grass here. And when we go over it with the yellow green, it will pop a little bit better. Like that. All right, now we're going to take that yellow green again, and we're going to start going over top. Now, was it yellow green? What color was it? Yeah, it was yellow green. Oh, that's cool. Bobcats are so cute. Wildcats are adorable. I love wildcats. Where I grew up, we had cougars, and they used to come down with their offspring, and drink out of our pond. We had a little fish pond that Dad put in the backyard. And the cougars used to come drink out of it. I grew up with a lot of nature around us and not so much out here. Kind of miss it a little. Yeah, the deer are my favorite things when they come with the babies. Unfortunately, out here, most of the deer that I see are dead on the side of the road because people don't slow down. You know, we have signs all over the place on the backcountry roads of watch for the deer, watch for the animals, and nobody ever does. And it's so disappointing sometimes. All right. Sorry. Had an itch on the side of my face. Went to scratch it. Forgot that my headset was there. All right, now we're going to take that green. Where is it? Well, this one, I think. Yeah. I'm going to take a bit of shamrock and we're going to do that side and the one in the back. And then I think other than the two critters in the water, we're done with the colored pencils. Well, that was bonus. The tip just kind of blooped off of my pencil. Yeah, it's just it always makes me very sad. There we go. All right, so that is that part done. Now we've got these two here, and that's it for the colored pencils, I think. So we're going to start the jellyfish here, or not the jellyfish, the starfish, and we're going to start with saffron. As our base color. Yep, you gotta watch out when the deer are eating the hostas. I have yet to be able to grow a hosta more than 2 leaves, so the poor deer here would starve to death. I'm just saying. And then we're going to hold some yellow orange, do some yellow orange. Gotta watch out for those hostas. They'll hold you hostage. But yeah, I've never been able to grow a hosta. You know, by the time I plant it, get it started, it's dead. You know, I've been told, well, those are the easiest thing in the world to grow. Sure they are. For everybody else but me. Yep, Kim, they are definitely food. Anything that's leafy is food. If it's not food for herbivores, it is food for snails and slugs and all those other things that will eat the leaves off. And then we're going to use orange. Oh, yeah, no, that's just not right. You don't go hunting for a buck that's in somebody's yard. What drives me crazy are people that, you know, I don't object to hunting if you need to feed your family. If you want to, you know, pay for the license once a year and fill your freezer to feed your family, by all means. But you don't do it in a public area, you know, in town, and you don't take more than you need. But if you're just doing it just because you want those antlers to hang on your wall, go buy them. They have them in stores. You don't need to kill an innocent animal to put its head on your wall. They have fake ones. Just go ahead. You don't need to prove you're a man that way anymore, you know, or strong or, you know, anything like that. And anyway, I'm off my soapbox now. I'm going to go back over here to my corner. All right, now I need scarlet. Hello, Biblio. Exactly. You don't do it off somebody's property, first of all. And second of all, you only do it if you have to. You don't need to kill an animal just because you want that clout. That's just not right. The bragging rights. It's like, no. You know, my dad used to hunt, but we ate everything from every animal that he ever killed. You know, there was never an animal that was killed just for the sport of it. I'm coming back through with the saffron. There we have our starfish, and then we've got seashell here. Now I want to go this way. So I'm going to start with carnation. And a little tiny bit of azalea. And then a little bit of pink. And then peach. Yeah, exactly. You know, if you are hunting for what you need to survive, by all means, eat what you shoot, but don't you know, don't go hunting just for that prize to hang on your wall, I think is what I'm trying to say. I don't have objections to people hunting. I have objections to people being mean. Okay, that is not what I wanted to do. There it is. Just going to try to bring those pinks together a little bit in that blender. Did not work. It actually put gray in there, which is fine. It's fine. And everything's fine. All right. Now all of the coloring parts are done, and we are about 5 minutes away. So I'm not going to get into the I'm not going to get into the adding of the gel stick. I'll get to that afterwards. Tomorrow we'll come through with the paint and the glitter and get that taken care of as well. But as you can see, so the red areas over here match the red areas over here now. The greens coming through and the greens coming through. Start adding those together and adding those matching colors. The yellows and colors here start coming through here. And so there's a blend of those colors that are bringing these two pages together so they don't look like they're separated. All right, everybody. I do thank you very much for taking the time out of your day today to give us, a visit and hang out. Of course, immediately my brain went right into work, and I almost said my ending script. Almost. You almost got the whole thing. Oh my goodness. Thank you all for coming and hanging out. Of course, always remember to like, comment, and subscribe to any YouTube artists that you enjoy. And if you guys want to come hang out more, I am here Saturday and Sunday. For all of those out there that have subscribed that don't come and hang out, you're missing out. For all of those that aren't subscribed and are coming and hanging out and not able to chat and chat, hit that subscribe button and you'll be able to hang out and chat with us in chat. All right, guys, everyone, always remember to relax, color, and stay safe. Until next time, bye-bye for now.